Well, my friends, I'm back. I'm back like I promised because, well, just let me just say thank you to all those that asked. It's been a while since I've done a crochet. So many sent me emails and messages and comments. Jay, could we have a crochet version like you did the purple lace scarf? So I thought about it. I started looking, getting ideas, talked to my friend Helene, see if I had something in mind or she had something. So I came up with, this is gonna be Jay's Crochet Live and Love Blue Lace Scarf. The Live and Love Blue Lace Scarf. I just didn't feel like purple again, people. I just wanted to move, you know, besides, this is a stash burner. What we're gonna do, what I'm gonna show you how to make this simple scarf, how pretty it is, how easy it is to work. These are gonna be stash burners. You're just gonna be burning through your stash. You will have a gift for any person, any season, any time, anywhere, at any price. And you're gonna love it. All right, so let me just take you, before we go to the counter, let me just bring you in closer, that you see some of the simple lace. You know, I'm keeping it simple. You know, I'm a simple crocheter. I like to dilly-dally in knitting, but in crocheting, I'm pretty simple. I came from Afghan, so, you know, I just kept things real simple. But here's this beautiful lace, and when you see how quick it works, and my system of crocheting, these again are horizontal design scarves. It's where I go ahead and put in the length, and I'll cover all that at the counter again. But you can see, like I said, these are stash busting and burner projects. When you see how quick, you see I just got that, you just gave me the idea last week and I'm already got this beautiful scarf. So I just wanted to let you come back real quick and give you my point of view for this beautiful crochet, just 2 rows. You know, you got a front row and then you got a row to get back across, so just 2 rows of this beautiful, easy to remember repeat. Okay, nothing to do now, but let's go to the counter and let me lay it out for you, and especially you. If you have a birthday coming up, or someone special you know in your family, or in your group, or your prayer band, or your church, this says it all. Jay's Crochet Live and Love Blue Lace Scarf. Back in just a moment. All right, I'm gonna power through. We have a lot of noise and stuff going on in our neighborhood today. You may have known. I can't understand why they can't see that Jay is trying to make a video. They know I'm trying to make a tutorial for my friends. Okay, let's go on. All right, so here we go. I've laid it out. And as you can see, oh my gosh. Well, Jay, that is, and I've got this tacked down. I guess I shouldn't have tacked it before we started working, but you're going to see when so see, it's up like that, just like I did the knit one. So I found a nice lace, and what I simply do is do the lace, and then however many inches, 6 or 8, depending on how tall you are, you know, then I try to do the same measurement here in what I call the body of this scarf. This is a lace, this will be the body. And in knitting, of course, I use stockinette stitch, where I knit on I knit back and forth, or you can use garter stitch. In this crochet, I'm going to share with you give you some suggestions of what you can use to make a difference on the crochet. But as you can see, I just want to come back. That you see, it's the same identical setup. I just do it in a different way, which I'm going to walk you through step by step and crochet a sample to show you, so there's no problem. So you can start right away. All you need to do is, as we get ready to start working the little sample, get some practice yarn, and I'll go over everything with you. But I just wanted to come on and let you see how pretty. See, and it's long. This is the length, see? Because I just have a problem going vertical on a scarf. I just can't just go. You got to go 60, 70, 80 inches up if you go vertical. This way, yes, you go real long, but you only have to do it for maybe 6, 7, 8 inches. 10 inches or longer if you want a shawl or wrap or cape. If you just add more rows, it's more like a cape or a wrap than our standard crescent shawls. So it would be a nice wrap. And then when I get to the end, just like I did on the knitted version, you have your beautiful border that I'm going to show you how easy that I always add a border. And then that's where you put your pretty fringe. Now, how easy is that? Let me just also, let's see if there's anything else while I have the sample out here. That's really all. I'll turn it back this way just so that you can get a little, so that you can see it. You saw it as I had it in the opening pictures. Hey, bird. And you can see, just looking at it, it makes a beautiful, stunning. How about that? All right, let me get set up. You get your practice yarn. I'm going to get my practice yarn. I'm going to show you where to start. And I'm telling you, it's going to be nice and easy and a great way to crochet a horizontal, beautiful lace scarf. Back in just a minute. All right, a quick overview of simple supplies. If you're a crocheter, you already have these supplies. I know you do. All right, first thing, we're going to need 2 crochet hooks. I suggest, on the weight of yarn that I use, for the lace section, which is where we will start with the lace, I'm using an eye hook. For the lace, we're going to start with an eye hook, whatever that translates into wherever you are. I'm using an eye hook. All right, now once we finish the lace and we start the double crochets or the body of the scarf, I'm going to switch down to an H hook. So once we finish the lace, then we will go down to an H, so have that on hand. So there's that. 2 hooks I'm using. All right, yeah, I'll tell you about when we get there, okay? And then the next thing is yarn. This is a stash buster, stash burner. Let's burn through it. I don't care what quality, what blend, how much you spend. I just need you to have a nice kind of a medium or lightweight medium. This is some old Red Heart. I can't tell you how old this yarn is. It's just back there. It's going to have to either go to the trash or I'm going to have to think of something. Here's some Red Heart shimmer. I got it in all colors. Bend of it. So you're going to need at least 2 skeins. You won't have to use maybe both skeins, completely. But go ahead and have at least 2 on hand. That's just get it out of the way. The yarn that I went with in my sample is, remember when this yarn was hitting the market? Isaac Mizrahi craft yarn. I love this. It was really pretty. I have it in several shades. And this was by Premier. And there's quite a bit in here, but I still have 2 skeins on hand. I just try to cover my bases. So this is Isaac Mizrahi. I don't know, just a blue. Whatever. Just some type of blue, but it has sparkle in it. So if you have some sparkle yarn, that would be nice. So do that. So I forgot to tell you, my shawl, my scarf has sparkle in it. And it's from this pretty yarn by Isaac Mizrahi. So now, the next thing I need for you to do, with your eye hook, because we're starting with the lace, I want you to make a long chain. Now this is where I separate from the norm of crocheting. If you've been with me a while, you know I start a little different. First thing I'm going to say, well, okay, Jay, well, how many chains do I need to count? How many chains? I don't know. So let me show you how I do it, and it works out fine for this simple project, and hopefully you'll get it too. So let me just, all I got to do is kind of swivel my camera up a little bit and back out. Let's see, can I get it all in? Hold on a minute. Oh, that's good. Let me just bring her a little closer. Okay, now this represents, here's my little pin cushion. Okay, now this represents my inner thinner me. This is my inner thinner me, right here. She can be your inner thinner you if you want to. How long a chain do I crochet, Jay? All right, you're going to keep crocheting and crocheting until you can wrap this chain around your back of your neck, come down. If you maybe on 5 feet 5 and under, you might go to maybe to the top of your hips, somewhere like that. Go beyond your, maybe a little beyond your waist, but maybe to the top of your hip like that. See that? I just chained up, kept chaining, go to the mirror, put it around my neck. See, it doesn't matter. When we get through, the chains will not be, the yarn won't be wasted. We will simply take those chains out. You'll never know they were there. But this is the easy way, the no count way. It doesn't work for every project, people, but this is how I usually do my projects. So now if you're a tall person, say you're 5 feet 5 inches over, you're tall, you know, then you might want to try crocheting all the way to your knees. You could do that. You can say, okay, I'm going to crochet a long chain from one knee all the way. Here's my knee right here. Down here's the bottom. I crochet all the way up and down. Okay? The stitch itself will eat up a lot of the yarn. But since we're not counting, we want to make sure we have a lot of extra chain. It's better to have extra chain than have to stop and add more. All right, so that for supplies, that's it. Let me get my scrap yarn. You get yours. We're starting with the eye hook, and let's get to crocheting, which you haven't done in a while. Back in just 1 minute. All right, so let's get started. It's just plain and simple, as long as you have that long chain to work with. All right, I'm starting with my eye crochet hook. I go in, and in the 4th chain, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4. In the 4th chain, we're going to make a double crochet. But instead of going under, I go up under, and instead of going up under that one strand like we normally do, I want you to go down and go up under so that you are under that 2nd strand as well. So this is what you have. You can see that I have 2. So I want you to bring the yarn through just like you make a regular double crochet. Come through 2 and then 2. So now we have 2 stitches. 1, 2. Now I want you to make another double crochet in the next chain and do the exact same thing. Go under or down far enough to go up under so that you're going up under 2 strands. At the bottom, pull it through. Now we have 1 double crochet there. So now I have 3 stitches all together. Now, we want start on this first row. We're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Real simple. Now I want you to skip 5. Skip over to the 5th chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the 5th chain, I want you to do the exact same thing. I want you to go up under 2 strands, and then I want you to single crochet. So now I simply have the stitches I started with, and then this nice big open space. All right, so now we're just going to repeat that. Chain 5, 1, 2, oops, I've got a little split yarn, so pull it back. This is just some scrap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it loose. Go over to the 5th chain on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do the exact same thing. Go in and make sure you go up under so that you're under 2 strands. Right there, like that. Do a single crochet. Chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the 5th chain on the bottom. Do the exact same thing. Go up under 2 strands. It'll be a little difficult at first, but I need this for the next step. Well, when we get ready to end the lace, I need this. So do a single crochet. Chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a long chain, but see, you're not counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're not counting how many chains. You're just working on this long chain, and we're putting single crochets and leaving these big openings right there. The chain 5 makes those large open spaces. Alright, so now I chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do just a nice little sample here. And I'm going to show you how when we leave the extra chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the 5th one, do exactly the same thing. Go up under. We're single crocheting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, up under. Try to go up under 2 strands. Right there. Now, you're going to be working across a long row. That's what you're doing. You're working across this first row, making these big loops. Now, once you worked so far to about where you're going to you take this to the mirror, put it around your neck, see how far it comes down, see what's a comfortable length for you for this scarf. But I need you to stop these large holes. I need for it to be an even number. So 1, 2, you keep working till you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need for the large spaces to be an even number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you just keep making these large loops, measuring around your body till you get it to about the length, to where the length you want, where you want your scarf to stop. Once you do that, I think I'm going to go on and do 8. It's just, since I'm already going, I'm going to show you. So, okay, I said, so there was 6 there, and I think, oh, I need to go a little bit longer, Jay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be number 7. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the 5th one. Do this. Single crochet. And you go, okay, Jay, I tried it on. And so I have 7, so that means I have to go to 8, don't it? Or the next even number. So I'm going to do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that I will have an even number of the large loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you get to the last loop, okay, instead of doing a single crochet, we are going to make it match the beginning. We started with 3 double crochets. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, in this, going under 2 strands, I'm going to do a double crochet. Take your time. There. Then in the next chain, I'm going to do a double crochet. Just go over to the next chain. And then the 3rd chain, I'm going to do a double crochet. Now, hopefully, after working your long chain across, you're going to have, a pretty amount of chains left. That's okay. That's what you want. Now, let's double count before we turn or do anything else. Let's count our openings. There should be an even number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At the even one, that's when you make the double crochets to end so that it matches this end. Alright, so once I do that, here comes the magic number for this particular scarf and this particular stitch. I just call it the even magic number because it works out great. We're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn the work. Now we're going to stack. I just call it stacking. We're going to create two. We're going to use 2 stitches, and we're just going to stack them on top of each other. All right. So the first 3 stitches I need to stack are the double crochets for the border. This is simply the border on this end and on this end. We made them exactly the same. So I have 1, 2. Once I turn, the turning chain starts 1. Then I do 2 more double crochets. I don't know why I can't double crochet today. And so now you see how it's just stacked on top of each other. All right, now like I said, the magic number though. Once we turn, of course, this is the wrong side. We will mark the wrong side, and it's important that you mark it. I'll do it just, let's get a little bit ahead here, and then I will make sure to mark it. All right, now on the wrong side, the magic number is 3. I chain 1, 2, 3. Once I chain 3, I'm going to start with whatever stitch that I have picked. I've picked 2 stitches. This little system works for anything you want to do. I'm simply just going to make it really easy, and into the single crochet right there, I'm going to put 2 double crochets. What's the magic number? Chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then 2 double crochets. Okay, now chain 3. 1, 2, 3. In the next single crochet right there, you see it? You got those 2 big loops, but I have the single crochet there. I'm going to put another single crochet. I go right into that and put a single crochet, stop. Magic number, chain 1, 2, 3. Move over to the next single crochet. Now we're going to repeat the first stitch that I picked to use. So when I get to this one, I simply do 2 double crochets. It's kind of awkward to me trying to work in front of this camera. Now chain 1, 2, 3, and then 2 double crochets. So let's see what we have as we start our stacking. This is what I call just simply stacking. I pick out 2 stitches. It'll work great. It works great with 2 stitches. Or you can, maybe have 3 or 4. I want this to be real simple. All right. 2 double crochets, chain 3, 2 double crochet. Then I have that single crochet on top of that one. And then 2 double crochets, chain 3, 2 double crochets. So naturally, I chain 1, 2, 3. What's next? Where do I go to? I do a single crochet on top of that single crochet. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's go across now and go real quick. If something happens, my thumb wants to... reason I stopped crocheting as much. Okay, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2, 3, 2 double crochets. I'm not holding it strange. I don't know what it is. Okay, look. So far, nice and easy. Okay, now chain 1, 2, 3. What's the next? Okay, if I did the double crochets there, then I'm just going to do a single crochet on top of that single crochet. And I suggest not to pull it tight because you're going to need it when we turn. You're going to need it to be nice and loose so you can find it. And then 1, 2, 3. Okay. And just like clockwork, if you have an even number of these large holes, you're going to end with the same stitch you started with. 2 double crochets. Oops. See that last single crochet right there? All right, there you're going to put your 2 double crochets. 1, 2, chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Then 2 more double crochets in that same stitch. One, 2, 3. Okay, and then you should be back to the border on this side. We need 3 double crochets to stack on top of those 3. So I just simply double crochet, double crochet, and then of course you have to go into the post to make the 3rd one. Just make sure you try to get up under 2 strands to make a great connection. Chain. And so now there's the border for this end, which matches the border for this end. I don't know if that will show up on the whole, but that's what we have so far. Now when you turn the work, okay, remember this is the wrong side, so I'm going to stop here, grab me one of my little markers that I always forget to use, and just, we can, or even better, just to save myself from having to deal with these little markers, because sometimes they'll twist out of place or get all miscombobulated. Let's see, so I'm going to take a yarn needle, okay, and I'm going to just thread it through a yarn needle, just like that. And then somewhere, since you have such a long chain, I would do it on one end, and then maybe one in the center, towards the center, and then one on the opposite end. So you'd have 3 contrasting pieces of yarn, so that there's no problem in knowing, okay, this is the right side, this is the wrong side. So at the beginning, the middle, and near the end. But I'm going to go ahead and just take this and just run it through here. Try to stay off the front. Just try to just stay on the back. Just pick up a little yarn. I'm just picking up a little bit on the back side here, so that I don't have to even think or be confused about which side I'm on. Just try to stay off the front. I bring it through. Here's my yarn. You can just leave it like that. You don't even have to tie it. You can tie it if you want to. That represents the back of the work. So now I know that that's the front. Does that make sense? Alright, let me check my camera to make sure before we go any further. Make sure I don't have to redo anything. Alright, so we had just put our little contrasting yarn on the wrong side, and now we're ready to turn. So we simply chain 3. 1, 2, 3. That's the number. Turn the work. Now we're just going to start stacking and add the 2nd stitch. So first thing I have to stack is always the border. I've got a 3 double crochet stitch border that gives a nice edge, so that we can, when we add our fringe, you'll have a nice neat edge. So there's that. 1, 2, 3, stacked right on top. 1, 2, 3. Alright, then of course the number I said now is 3. 1, 2, 3. Go over to the first stitch that you have. So it's the 2 double crochets. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and 2 double crochets, just like that. Nothing, no strange heart stitch, just sometimes less is best and simple is much prettier. So now chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now I'm at the single crochet here. This is where I'm going to add the second stitch, and let's do like a puff stitch. I didn't want to bobble or anything. Or you could do a V-stitch. There's just anything you can put. So I'm going to do a puff stitch, a 3 double crochet puff stitch. And let's go. You go yarn over, go into the single crochet, pull up a loop, stop, yarn over again, go in, pull up a loop, stop, yarn over, go through again, pull up a loop, stop. Now you're going to pull through all the loops on the hook. Let's see how many I have. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just so you'll have an idea. All right, so you're going to, oops, my hand got tangled. Just to make it real easy, kind of pull up on your loops. Take your time, pull through all the loops on the hook. Pull it nice and then chain 1, 2, 3. And there's our little puff stitch. Now you go right into stacking on top of this one. The next stitch is 2 double crochets, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 double crochets. This larger hook, I'm using the eye, will make the lace a little loose, and that's what you want. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So when we steam it, it will open up. What's the next thing? I have that single crochet right there. So I'm going to puff stitch it by yarn over, going into the single crochet, pull up a loop. I guess I can put them up a little higher like that. That's 1, again, go back in, pull up a loop, 2, again, back in, pull up a loop, that's 3. Okay, take your time, go through all the loops. Some go through part of the loops. I'm just going through all. Just make it, well, I was. Go through all the loops on your hook. Okay, just like that. Now, chain 1, 2, 3. That closes it up. And then you're back over to the next stitch. 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2, 3, 2 double crochets. You have a long chain that you're going across. This is what it looks like right now. So chain 1, 2, 3, go to the single crochet. Now I'm going to do the puff. Pull up a loop, that's 1, 2, 3. Go through all the loops on the hook. Chain 1, 2, 3, chain 3, and then I work over to the next stitch on my chain. And 1, 2, 3, and then the 2 double crochets. And then you're now at the end. After you go across your long row, you'll have come to the last 3 double crochets that represents the border on this end. So chain 1, 2, 3, and then you have to stack the 3 double crochets on top of the 3 double crochets. And you have to go into the post for that last one to make it work. So I just kind of turn my post so that I can get under 2 strands if I can. That's what I'm trying to do. It's a better connection. Up under 2, and then double crochet, stop. That's the front. That's what you should have. You will chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now this is the wrong side because we have it marked. And that's what you want, to always know if you're on the right side or the wrong side. So I stack my 3 double crochets, and I'll show you the one little difference, one little change we'll put in on this, on the wrong side row. So I'm at the border of 3. There's that. Now I chain 3. That's still the number. 1, 2, 3. I stack this stitch on top of this one. 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2, 3, and then 2 double crochets. Now, from this point forward, chain 3, 1, 2, 3 on the wrong side of the puff stitch. Okay, we're going to make another single crochet. So I want to go up under, I want you to look and try to go up under 2 strands at that puff stitch. Try to make sure you make a good connection. Go up under 2 strands and do a single crochet, nice and loose. Stop. Now chain 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now we're back into stacking here. 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2, 3, and 2 double crochets. Chain 1, 2, 3. Now, oops, 1, 2, oops, okay, don't go too fast. 1, 2, 3. All right. So now I get to the puff stitch. This is the wrong side because we have it marked. So I'm going to look for a place to go up under to make a single crochet, but I want to go up under 2 strands to make a good connection. So I just go up under those 2 strands, bring it through, and a single crochet. Now chain 3, 2, 3. Then I'll go all the way to the end of this row, and then we're going to work off camera because you can crochet a lot faster once you got this little sequence down. See, it's nothing really hard. It's not so much about the stitch, it's about the whole shawl, the whole unit. 1, 2, 3, then 2 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. I'm back at the little puff stitch, and if you do your puff stitch different, just do whatever. Sometimes I get mixed up with the cluster, the puff, the bobble, and sometimes I so do what, it doesn't matter, but put the stitch here. Then go up under 2 strands so that you can make, on the wrong side, do a single crochet above the puff stitch. Okay, then chain 1, 2, 3, back here. Let's see, I'm kind of tangled there. Let me get untangled. Okay, then chain 3. You already have it down. And notice I didn't even have to write it out. Okay. Then chain 1, 2, 3 to get to the border. Just do a double crochet on top of that double crochet, the first double crochet. We have 3, and then 1 in the middle. And then into the post under 2 strands. Just like that. Whoops, I missed. Let me go back. Up under 2. Okay, now chain 1, 2, 3. Turn the work. Once you turn the work, we're going to stack. I just want to show you how we're on the right side. That's where you're doing the stacking, most of the stacking of the bobble at least, or the, not bobble, the puff stitch. Oh gosh, my son's got to pick this up. That's right. I'm like, okay, I got to get, I'm against time here. Okay, so I do my 3 borders, double crochets, chain 1, 2, 3, then 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2, 3, and then your 2 double crochets to make sure that you're putting the same stitch on top of the stitch below it. Then chain 1, 2, 3. Now I'm on the right side because I see that the wrong side is marked. That's why it's so important. You can go a lot faster if you don't have to sit there and figure out where you are. Now I see I have that single crochet above the puff stitch. That's what you want. So now puff stitch, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop. That's 1. Go in, wrap, go in, pull up another. That's 2. Go in, pull up. I think I'm doing this right. Pull it, go through. Okay, now chain 1, 2, 3. Now I can get ready to stop and we can talk a minute. Chain 1, 2, 3. All right. I just wanted to get so that you 1, 2, 2, 3. There's a puff stitch again, but you got that nice single crochet there to work in. Yarn over, go through, pull up a loop, stop, yarn over, go through, pull up a loop, stop. 1 more because we're doing a 3 stitch. Yarn over, go through, pull up a loop, take your time, kind of pull those loops, go through all, and then chain 1, 2, 3. And there's this simple. Now, what we're going to do is work off camera a little bit to go ahead for you to start working this. Let me get something else that I've already worked a little bit ahead so you'll know where you are. Okay, so here I have worked off camera, and you're going to work off camera a little more so that you have something to work from. And I'll come back and we'll check in and see if you have something that looks like what I have. This is just a sample where I worked off camera, steamed it a little bit just so that you can see it. Alright, work off camera, and I'll be back in just a little bit, and then I'm going to show you how to, we'll stop the lace, and I'm going to walk you through and show you the necks or the body. Alright, I just took off all my jewelry here so I can work a little faster. Alright, to save time, okay, now we have to pretend a little bit so that I can get you to the next step. So say you have decided to work your lace for 6 inches or 7 inches, 8 inches. It's just up to you how wide you want your lace. Now we need to start the body of the scarf. So in my system, this is usually how I do it. Here's where I have finished off the lace. And I've tied it off. And now I want to start the body. So I simply take, this is the chain edge. This is where we started. Now I'm going to take the bottom, which was the chain edge, and turn it so that now it becomes the top, and the scallops, or the little scallop edge, let me see which, there you go, that becomes, turn it a little bit that way, okay, that is now the bottom. This is now the edge, outer edge of the bottom of the scarf. So at the top we want to start the body and work up this direction. This is when you're going to drop down to your H hook, the smaller hook. If we continue with this larger hook, it will start to flare out. So in order to try to contain some of the pattern from flaring out, I'm dropping down to an H hook. That's why we had 2. So now all we have to do, however you join your crochet, you're going to start right here at that very first. You're going to start right up here. In fact, right where we had all those chains, anything left over. Now, if you have a lot of chains, like a long line, you can cut, just take your scissors and whack off you can just take your scissors, say if you had a real long row, like OJ, I really had a lot of chain. All right, just not to have all that in the way. Leave at least 3 to 4 inches. Just whack it off, just like that. Just leave a good, so it won't unravel until we want it to. Now, I'm going to take my H, the smaller crochet hook, and however you connect, I'm going to just connect the yarn to that very first, go into the actual stitch, not just that little, not just a space, but into the stitch, right on the edge, pull it through, and then I do that. Then you're going to chain 3. Let me get me some yarn, just like when we started at the bottom. So we'll chain 1, 2, 3. And now all we're going to do is to do double crochets across and try to hit as many chains as possible. And I'll tell you, let me just get across here. The first little border, you know, you have our little 3-stitch border, little 3 double crochets, and I go across. Take your time. It's hard to get. Once you get past this first little row, it will work out fine. And try to go up under 2 strands where possible. Even if you have to go into makeup, or you have to go into a stitch, try to connect with 2 strands so that you will have a good connection. So see, I've done the 3-stitch border. Okay, now we just go into every chain, and I try to go up under 2 stitches to see, I go down and up under, and then have those 2 stitches to do my double crochet. I don't go just up under 1, go up under 2 to make the connection really secure. Then when I get to whatever and of course we're on the right side of the lace, because the wrong side is marked, so I meant to tell you that. Make sure you're on the right side when you start this. Then you go up to where you had. Now, wherever there's maybe a stitch or something, try, and you only have 1 strand, you know, maybe there's just 1 strand, forget that 1 strand, drop down to where you can connect with 2 strands. That's what you want. You want to get, I'm going to go right here first. Take your time. I'll stop you go up under, go down a little further if you have to, so that you will have a good connection. Let me just show you, then I'm going to show you how you're going to check. Let's see. So now I'm just double crocheting, looking to get up under 2 strands wherever I can. I'm trying to hit pretty much every stitch. I'll tell you when you need to go back and check. Let's just do a few more so I can show it to you. Alright, and I get to place where maybe there's only 1 strand there, but drop down to that single crochet, or any place that you can get up under 2 strands, whatever it takes. And then continue across. And my heat just kicked on, but I'm just going to keep going. This. Oh. Then you stop every once in a while. You check. What you're checking for, if there's any holes or big gaps in this row that we're doing of just plain double crochet, or if there's some ruffling. If it starts to ruffle, that means some kind of way you're putting them too close. You might go pull that back out, pull some of it, you know, back to that point. That's what's so good about crochet. You can kind of pull back and adjust your stitch, or move over just a little bit, and then go back. You're going to do that. Like I say, here's where I had a stitch, you know, the little shell of the little 2 double crochets, chain 3, 2 double crochets. And if I just go into that little top piece of yarn. That's not good. So I'm going to drop down. I'm going to drop down and go into that little hole or something. Anything so that I can grab more than one little strand of yarn. Then I can go back up to just look, take your time. And then of course, since you have such a long row, you don't want to get all the way across and you look back and there's a big gap here and there or ruffling. So stop every few inches, every so often. Stop and hold your crochet. This row here that we're putting on, this is the body. And we're working with a smaller hook. Just now, see that one seems like there's might be a gap there. See, there's like a big hole there. Okay, so maybe I just missed something. Maybe I can fit something in there. So I'm gonna go, yes I could. I think I can fit a stitch right there. Especially if you're working with a dark color like the blue. That's why I'm doing it on this lighter color so that I can make sure that you see what I'm doing. It's not hard. It's just there's where that puff stitch was, where that puff stitch, and so I want to drop down is whatever it takes to get more than one strand to hold that puff stitch in place, and then I can go back up to the top edge and continue across doing my double crochets just like this. 2 strands is better than 1. Stop, check and see, spread it out, look and see, make sure there's no ruffling or big gaps or holes in this section going across. Alright, so now let me switch because I'm trying to save time. You will continue across your long row. Of course, when you get to the end, you have your 3 double crochets, go into the post, chain 3, turn the work, and guess what? Now it's going to be nice and even, and you can just simply, you're going to just be doing your double crochet stitch back and forth, working on the body. Now let me switch so you can see it. So now, here's what you're going to have. Let me check my camera, see if I'm good. I can back out now a little bit. Alright, so now, here's the body. And you've done your lace, 6 inches, 8 inches, whatever you felt led to do. Of course, now you want to try to make this section. I didn't have time because I had to make a quick turnaround to get this up. So you'd want to make this and this, make it the same width here. So if I have 6, then I want to try to do the double crochet rows till I have at least 6 inches. 7 inches, 8 inches. How about that? Then I do want to show you, then the next thing is nothing to do but make your picots. The picots just kind of gives it a nice edge and just kind of seals the deal. Like, you're done. You've got your pretty lace and this. Let me come back and show you how I do my simple picot. I'll be back in just a minute. But that's what you should have right there for this simple, beautiful lace, this crochet lace scarf. Alright, let me come back and show you the picot. Okay, let's see, can we put the finish on this little practice so that you can get on with and work your scarf. Alright, so now we're pretending, I had to pretend here because I didn't have time to stretch out the steps. We had connected on the front side of the work because we had worked the lace up to how many inches we wanted. We started our working across, double crochet working across, and you're going to double crochet back and then back and forth for the same amount of inches that you did here. So if this was 6, then I'm going to keep going till I know I have at least 6 or 7 inches, something like that. When you finish the last row, we're pretending now, of the double crochet. You have however many inches you want to match the lace. You're on the wrong side. You just finished the last row, and I'm here on the wrong side. I get to the end, and I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3. I chain 3. We're going to go ahead and chain 4. I'm sorry, chain 4. This is about the only time I change the magic number. Chain 4 because we're simply going to do a picot edge, and the picots worked out better on 4 stitches than on the 3. So now I'm on the right side when I turn the work. I finished everything. You saw my blue. I finished the lace. I finished the body. Now I want to seal the deal with the picot. So once I chain 4 and turn, okay, then I'm going to single crochet back into that same stitch right there at the very end, that same stitch. I'm going to single crochet right there. Stop and chain 1. So I chain 4. When I turn, I single crochet back into that same stitch on the very edge, chain 1, stop. Now I'm going to skip 1 down here on the stitch down here. I'm going to skip 1 and go to the next stitch, and I'm going to single crochet. I do it this way every time. Once I single crochet, I chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I go back down to that same stitch and do a single crochet again. Chain 1, stop. Now I'm going to skip the next stitch right there. I'm going to skip it and go to the next one. So I single crochet again. Then I chain 1, 2, 3, 4. Go back down to that same stitch and single crochet. Chain 1 and stop. Now once I stop, that means I need to skip the next stitch, go to the next one right there. So I single crochet into the next one, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet back into the same stitch, just do a single crochet and chain 1, stop. There's your picot. They're beautifully spaced. They're nice and bubbly. So now once I chain that 1, I skip 1. You need to skip 1 on the bottom right here. I go to the next stitch. I single crochet, chain 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 4, go back down into that same stitch and single crochet again and chain 1. Now I have to skip 1 because I chained 1 and I'm in the next stitch. I do a single crochet to start it, chain 1, 2, 3, 4, then go back down and do another single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1. Alright, single crochet, then I chain 1, 2, 3, 4, go back down and single crochet again in that same stitch, in that same chain, and then chain 1 so that I have to skip 1 here on the bottom and go to the next one. And you will continue across putting, just see, you will continue across your last right side row putting in your picot edge to kind of seal the deal. Now it looks, I'm going to get back to the original because you can see it better. You can see how it looks, and then I can walk you through the last little bit. So you see I had this long row of my picots. Of course, if this was wider, it would be more impressive, but like I said, I was short on time just to get this out and get it up because so many people asked. So there's a lace, there's a body, there's a picot. Seal the deal. Now, when you're all done, I would take it and steam it. Take it, and I steam on the wrong side because my little marks are still in the same place. I think I took one out, but most of my wrong side marks, yarn, they're still in the same place. So I'm on the wrong side. I take it to my ironing board. Now, this is going to take a little bit, but I'm going to rush through it real quick. And because you're going to have to pin out these points. I didn't have time to pin them out. I can always go back and do it later. But you need to pin them out or keep pulling them out. Steaming. You can lay, like I said, the pillowcase over it. You really don't need to steam this upper edge that much at all. You just mainly the lace, to open up the lace, because it's going to be tight. And then once you steam it out, look, it just opens up. Maybe if I turn it around again, it's just going to open back up, open up really pretty so that you can see all the pretty lace. Does that make sense? This is just so that you can get to the end. Okay, so now once you have that lace, and you got your picots and everything, so now you turn back a little collar, just a little bit. Like I said, if this was 6 inches or 8 inches, you'd be able to turn back a little more or make it stand out a little more. You simply want to turn it back so that now when you put your fringe on, you can grab these two pieces, this top piece that you turn back plus the bottom piece here. You put those together and put your fringe through both pieces. It goes all the way through, and I put it in right here on the edge, and then where you turn back stopped, and then you'll go across and put in all the fringe across the border. That's why we wanted that nice little 3-edge, 3 double crochet border, so we didn't have to look for any place to put our fringe. It already has a place. So that's how that looks. And then of course on this side, let me just show you each side. There it is. It rolls back. I folded it back on itself. There's a lace, there's a fringe. I made sure that I tacked the fringe holds this little roll in place. Now, to keep this in place so you don't have to, every time you wear it, you got to roll it back, I went ahead every so many places. I went and took some of the leftover fringe pieces, and I took a needle and I just poked it through a couple of times with the needle and that yarn, same yarn, and then tied a little knot on the inside. It's invisible, you really don't see it. And then I'd go up and I did it again, see? I would just I had fringe left over, it was already cut, so I just took a needle and ran it, put it through, brought it up, put it through again, and then stopped, took it off the needle and tied, a couple of knots. And then took the scissors and you can trim it down a little bit. Just like that. You just trim it down. Keep going. But especially in the center, you just keep going and you take that extra little yarn through on the needle. I tried a crochet hook. It was too hard. So the needle works the best. Just thread the needle. Take it through a couple of times and then tie a knot. And you go all the way down. You're on the inside of the work because you see my mark. But especially when you get near the end, make sure you tie it down really good too. See it sticking up? But on the front, the fringe holds it in place. You see that? Look. Just like when I do my pocket shawls. But this is just a little collar. So now let me see if I can put this down and back out. Let's just take a look so I can call this a finish. So when he comes to pick it up, this was a quick turnaround. My mojo was working. Oh my gosh. Between, I don't know, maybe the rubber tussin kicked in. I've been kind of having a little head cold. And so between my half a bottle of rubber tussin and drinking lots of liquid, I guess it must have kicked my mojo into overdrive. So here is, I'll take my little pearls. So here's the finished scarf. I hope you give this a try, the ones who wanted a crochet version. So now all we have to do is every once in a while now I have another project that I can throw out there where we only need one or really two skeins of yarn left over, and I'm telling you, this is blue. This is the blue one. And when you look up words in scripture, what blue means in scripture, you're going to get beautiful words. So serenity, peace, oh, there's just so many, wisdom, faith. Oh my gosh. So what you need to do once you finish your scarf, you need to name your scarf, whatever you think you're going to need or would love, or you feel, Lord, I really need that for this coming year, this year 2024. This is my scarf so when I'm all wrought up, I can put on my scarf. The scarf I've named Peace. I can put on my blue peace scarf, and I can just make myself relax and know that this too shall pass, that things will work out. So now we have this we can look forward to. Every month I'm going to look for a color or some yarn that I have, and I'm sure you have some too. And I will do a knit version, and to my best ability, I will try to add a crochet version as much as possible. Okay, unless it just takes my arm out of mine. But I can still, tell you how to do it. All right, so what do you think? Well, thank you so much for those that ask. See, you just never know. If you don't ask, you don't get. So to all my friends, everywhere, everyone, I don't forget, I'm so tired, people. Everyone, everywhere, every size. Enjoy this blue lace scarf to live and love as we start this year of 2024. So I've got to get busy. I had another project already planned. I didn't even know I was going to do this detour, people. But I'm so glad that I did. So this is Jay, and this is Jay's Knit and Purl Jam saying, all right, I will see you later. And don't forget, please send pictures. Tell me the name of your scarf. Send me 2 or 3 beautiful pictures to the link you're going to see in just a minute. And I will put it to beautiful music. And I'm telling you, we can stand together. All right, take care. Bye-bye.